So hi, my name is Annette Nasimiwa. Welcome to the show, and this is It's For You campaign. Here with me I have Lenny Leng'ete. I'll let him introduce himself. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Annette. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be part of the It's For You campaign. And thank you for your host. And my name is Leng'ete Lenny. I come from Kajiado County, that is Kajiado Central Sub-County, a village known as Maparash. And I'm the founder of Pastoral Climate Action. It's a community-based organization that is embarking on climate change in advocacy, mitigation, and adaptation in the Maasai. I understand as a pastoralist, there are so many things that we have seen that we need to tackle. So we get to know much as we interact in this session.
Okay. So what inspired you to start this initiative?
What inspired me to start this initiative is because of the so rampant changes in climatic conditions. We understand that the Maasai, due to the low literacy level, we hardly embraced the aspect of climate change, but due to the changes we have observed, we have seen its impacts. And also there's a lot of loss of our livelihoods, that is cattle. We have seen that even the aspect of doing farming is no longer conducive in most of our areas because it's an ASAL region. So we are advocating in so many adaptive measures and mitigation measures on how to ensure these families will sustain themselves. So it's the reason as to why I came up. The second reason is currently the Maasai women have no essence of reason going to the market because the Maasai women largely depended on the milk component. So you understand the milk component gives them due to value addition, they can give them the access of commercializing milk and accessing to the market. So you understand that these women no longer lack milk because there is no cattle. They also lack cheese, butter. They no longer produce butter because they do not have that component of milk. So with that aspect of massive impact of climate change due to the loss of livestock, the Maasai women have got no reason now of accessing to the market. So you see their livelihood is so much endangered in that aspect. So that is also the other reason. The other reason I did start is I grew up seeing a lot of natural resources in my motherland. And so many of them have depleted, so many of them. If you talk of sand harvesting, it has been so massive in Kajiado. Actually, Kajiado County is sustaining then this other part of the city. So there is massive extraction of sand that has resulted to degradation of the rivers. You understand also that the water level has also depleted as a consequence of massive sand harvesting. So it's part of the things that we are advocating to ensure that even the practices we're embracing, we need that keenness and we need that level of ensuring that we are managing the little we have.
What are your views on the current global crisis that is happening?
My view in the global crisis is if we are not going to take action by ourselves, we are endangering the future that we are going to embrace because we have seen the global temperatures are rising, we have seen the water levels are also rising, others are depleting. So there are so many things that are not predetermined based on how the occurrences are happening. So my view is that as every stakeholder, be it in the top level, be it in the bottom, in the grassroots, we need action. We need action and we need real action that is going to be passed to generations to come. You understand that as pastoral climate actions, we have climate justice clubs. This is where we pass climate change knowledge that is in adaptation and mitigation to the younger generation. So these clubs in primary schools, we ensure that whatever the initiatives that are there at home, they also have the basic knowledge to sustain because the aspect of sustainability is where we are emphasizing to ensure that even these children, when they grow up, they know that what is the essence of kitchen gardening, what is the essence of apiculture, what is the essence of beadwork, if that is what the women are embracing in the community. So to ensure that whatever the changes that are going to happen even in future, we ensure there is that sustainability in knowledge. Yes.
And how has this climate change affected your region? You've said you are coming from Kajiado County.
Yes.
So how has climate change affected?
Sure. Climate change has affected the region in so many ways. Because initially told you I've seen our rivers depleting. We no longer have waters in our rivers. That is as a result of climate change. We have seen so many invasive species, like Agpomia is an invasive species whereby it's not enabling. With the invasion of the species, you'll find that the grass will no longer grow. And you know we are a pastoralist community, so we no longer have pastures because this, due to the changes in weather, the weather conditions has been so effective for the Ippomi. So you find that so much Ippomi is growing. The other thing that has affected us, we have lost quite a number of livestock. The last postulation that was done in Citizen TV was over 4 million around there. That is both sheep, cattle, and goats. So you understand that effect has been so massive to us. So you can also realize that there is that effect as a result of loss of livestock and being the source of income from the parents. You'll also realize that these children, the aspect of malnutrition has also chipped in because there is no longer farming, and whatever the parent could sell to ensure that there is food availability in school, it's no longer also existing. So that is also another thing that has been so worrying to us as an effect of climate change. The last one is there is this aspect of migration. Due to the continuous migration patterns, we understand that the Maasai may not be able to establish a permanent place of residence that will enable them to come up with so many initiatives within the same setup. So it's also another effect because you will find that we no longer stay in a place for more than a year or even less than 6 months. You find that because of the short trains, we tend to move from one place to another. So those changes have also been so punitive to us, and we are hoping we will adapt and mitigate what we can.
Okay. Now you've mentioned a lot of the challenges the things that have affected in your work, and I'd like you to just tell us what are the challenges that you have faced in your work.
The challenges I have faced as the founder of Pastoral Climate Action and the entire team is that we have adaptive measures and mitigation measures that we want to disseminate to the community in terms of practicalities. So funding has been a challenge because we are teaching women on how to commercialize their beadworks. You understand the Maasai beadwork, how they do it. So that aspect will enable them to at least to gain something to sustain their livelihood. But we lack that capital to ensure that we have enough resources to unveil to the women groups. Second, we have also trained the women on the aspect of agriculture, that is beekeeping. But you see now there is that technical availability of that ability to do something, but to execute is another challenge. So you find a lot of challenge we are facing as a result of funding. So we need partners who are willing to come in terms of donations, in terms of hardware, in terms of software. We are ready to embrace any sort of outcome. The other challenge we are facing is we are facing a challenge in disseminating this information to the illiterate. You know, the literacy index in our place in Maasai is not, I don't want to say it's that high, but at least it's going down. But there are those natives as well as the old mamas and the mid also. You understand, some of them who have not gone to school, you'll find a difficulty of disseminating this information to them because of literacy. Again, there is that challenge of translation of language. So those are the little challenges we are having, but each and every day we are hoping for the best.
Okay. Now, we've heard of COP28. It's happening in Dubai. Mm-hmm. So what is your hope for COP28?
My take on COP28 is there is much we are waiting from the big stakeholders. One, the aspect of loss and damages. You understand, as a Maasai, I've lost a lot because of few of the things that have contributed to bring this result. So how about what is the take that COP28 will bring or unveil to the natives, to those people in the grassroots who are losing a lot? We've seen a lot of water rising levels, even in Baringo. Those are people who might have never contributed to the result of the water rising. What is the impact that this COP28 will unveil to those in Baringo? You see? So we are hoping to see the same to come out. Second, we are looking to see the structures of the carbon credit dissemination. What structures are there? What sort of funding is there? And what initiatives are there to be ensured that this action is really alive? Lastly, we are interested to see the strategy to curb the global temperatures that are rising. So whatever the strategy that will be unveiled, will be also ready to embrace as the locals to ensure that we will be in line with whatever the global parameters to ensure climate change is mitigated and adapted is going on.
Okay. Now, lastly, as we conclude,
Yes.
what message do you have for those people who are watching, especially the youth out there?
My message to each and every youth, you understand that if you cannot take climate action today, we might not have another good time to take it. Reason is, this is the only youthful time we find that we are energetic to implement most of the things that can mitigate or adapt to these changes. So take the challenge, ensure whatever place you come from, those people at least you'll be happy for a legacy you have triggered or the legacy you leave behind. So each and every youth, I call upon for your efforts, I call upon for your commitment to ensure that this climate change menace will not be punitive to the coming generations.
So you've told us that you had an organization. You have an organization. So how do you engage students in this organization?
We engage students in several levels. One is primary and secondary schools. And in primary schools, in a school like Moipei Primary School, and on Motian, we have climate justice clubs. These climate justice clubs, we are teaching these kids on the basics of climate change, that is in advocacy part, in adaptation and mitigation measures. We are triggering a conversation in the younger generation to ensure that whatever that is happening, they also have their perspective and contributions toward the same. And also whatever the adults are doing, there is sustainability of the same. So we have ensured that we came up with an innovation which is known as a climate toolkit. This is a game of cards that it has actually three major components. That is household initiatives that each and every day we carry them in life, be it kitchen gardening, be it solarization, be it dams, any initiative that will enable you to sustain yourself. So those initiatives will show they have impacts and also they have inputs. So these inputs you're going to do, for instance, in deforestation, you're cutting your trees to ensure you're availing charcoal. But there is that outcome of cutting down trees. This outcome postulates in the household sheet. This household sheet has few components like grass, it has fuel, it has water, and also it has money and cattle, because we are based in a pastoral community. So when you cut down these trees, that vegetation cover will be weared off. When this vegetation cover is weared off, there will be that risk on the fodder in the household. This fodder will also deplete, and the cattle also will deplete, because there is no that sustainability as a result of the grass or the fodder available. You find that if the initiatives in the household adopt an initiative to green their compounds, that will postulate in the community sheet. So we have initiative cards, we have household cards, and we also have the community. So this community is a landscape that postulates on the impact of each and every individual to contribute to the community. So that is the flow of the game in various components based on the initiatives you engage. So we are teaching these kids that with this game, it will enable them to understand, if I trigger this initiative, it has this impact in my livelihood as a household. It also has this contribution to the community. So that is one. We are also in schools, we are doing a lot of components in kitchen gardening. We have one in Wepe to ensure that this kitchen garden, it's available in school, that each and every kid who is interested can move this knowledge to their home. So that is another way. In high schools, we're also doing a lot of kitchen gardenings, and we're also doing a lot of regreening. We are teaching these students that based on our place, indigenous trees are more effective than the exotic. So we are doing a lot of regreening activities, and we are mandating each and every student a tree to take care of it. And upon those who are ensuring that tree is growing, we also do impromptu visits in our monitoring and evaluation, and we award them. So that is few of the ways that we engage with these students in school.
Okay, so does it have to, you are doing with primary and secondary?
Yes.
There are also universities in Kajiado.
Yes.
Is there any way that you have started working with universities, or you are yet to do?
Lately, we have not been engaging that much with the university, but we have been engaging with few university students. This is as a result. During the innovation of the game, we came as a team. I gave out the idea, and I'm happy that there are so many inputs that university students have contributed to the game. You will also realize that part of the implementation of these programs in terms of advocacy, university students are very vital, because they are locals, and their level of understanding they have in climate change can be well disseminated to them, because there is no that barrier since they come from the same communities. We are also doing a lot of investment on innovations that students are coming with, to ensure that in case there is any measure that will enable us to curb one of the challenges you're having, we will also ensure that we will look for ways to implement on the same. It's for you.
Thank you very much for watching. It's for you, it's for me, it's for all of us, and it's for everyone all around the globe.